Hi, this is Jonah,
Hello, this is Victoria, and welcome to Embodied Shift, where we explore real transformation within.
and today our question is why do we feel guilty for resting?
I don't. I'm kidding. Um, okay, let me start then. I guess it's our programming. Again, we're going back to programming, right? Back in the days where um even probably with our parents, where we see them working
Mhm.
themselves to the bone, right? So we learn what we live, and we feel like rest is maybe we internalize it sometimes that rest is being selfish, or I have to earn my value, so just keep going and going and going. So your nervous system literally wired to feel unsafe when you're not doing something. And that's not a character flaw. It's a subconscious programming, like I mentioned. And of course, we can change it. So, but to be honest, though, nowadays, um, I do not feel so guilty when I'm resting because I do need it. We do, we do need to rest.
I know, right? We're not getting any younger.
Yeah, exactly. So when I really need, my body could feel it. My body telling me, "Hey, you need to rest. You need to lie down, And sometimes even if I do not want to um, take that rest, my body just give in. I can't do anything about it. But so it's again, it's the programming of our subconscious that we have to keep doing. You have to keep, um, just keep pushing ourselves, right? But in reality, is again, we can change this to so we don't feel guilty about it, right? Because we do deserve to have um, that rest. We do deserve to nourish ourselves to rejuvenate ourselves when we do rest. So. But it's really a fun question, actually. What do you think, Jonah?
Yeah, you are very right. It's definitely programming and it's deep-seated programming. It is a lot about, for me, self-worth because when you're resting, it doesn't seem like you're doing something productive. And of course, if you want success in your life or if
Hmm.
you want something, like you have to create those actions to get somewhere, right? And that's just, a big part of it. And then, of course, the limiting beliefs that we've experienced in life, like, and the things that we've heard. If you want to be successful, you have to what? Work really, really hard. So for me, it was actually very difficult because that was I didn't know how to rest. It wasn't just I was guilty. I didn't know how to do it. I'm always doing something. I'm always searching for something. And and the energy of that was really uncomfortable because it's an energy coming from lack that I'm not whole, I'm not worthy enough. That's why I don't deserve to rest.
Mm,
But things have changed. I do not feel guilty and I do love to rest. But rest is different for me now.
mm,
I feel like when I'm creating that's or doing something that I love, that's almost like resting for me. I don't, like, I do need sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to my body. And I also understand that when everything gets chaotic for me, the first thing that I do is to quiet myself
Mm-hmm.
and rest. And whether that's from a form of my meditation, which is always my go-to, or just, watching something that could deviate myself from thinking about something. So it's really like resting my mind, resting my body, which I know I at least need like 6 hours. That's my goal. Um, so for me right now, I it's resting is something that I tune in with my body. So when I need it, I take my breaks because I also understand that if I'm not rested, it would take me forever to do something. But when I'm well rested, then a project would just take maybe 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
if I'm overwhelmed, it would take me a day and I wouldn't have a resolution for anything. I'll be like all over the place. So, yes, I did feel guilty for resting before, and and that programming, thankfully, was from my old version. And now I've shifted that programming to, and that resting too is when you feel like everything is energy and you are actually not just this body. Again, I would always refer to that. So it also means like time is just a construct. Like time is unreal, it's an illusion. So when you have that, like it's so much easier for you to just be and to allow that rest because you have the time to do everything that you want in your life.
So what about those people who can't really, doesn't have that luxury of being able to rest because they really need to go for work, to take care of the kids, right? What would you say to them?
I think it's always going to be like a mindset shift.
Mm,
As humans, we are programmed to do the things that we would do, but that can really transform into something because there's this energy of heaviness where, I really have to have like three jobs because that's
hmm.
the only way I can sustain my family.
Yeah.
Um, and I experienced that so much where I put so much pressure in myself because I have a lot of limiting beliefs. But if they could get to a point to even just fantasize about how it would look like to have just one job and that one job
Mm-hmm.
can actually afford everything that they need, right? So if we're able to create that space, because that's when we start manifesting.
Mm,
That's when we start dreaming about something better.
mm-hmm.
Because we're not just going to be always in a place where we need to have three jobs to sustain our family. So it's really, just limiting belief. It's really just your programming that you don't have time to rest. You know what? I always tell myself
Mm,
that I don't have time for rest. And even my family knows, especially when they're here with me, and even if they're not here with me, like visiting for days, like I'm the person who would be doing something in between while we're about to have dinner that I'll
mm-hmm.
probably like put the laundry in first or whatnot.
Mm,
Because I'm also in a space of creating though.
mm-hmm.
So I guess it really depends on what you mean by resting. For me, resting by definition is I'm allowing the right you know, the right amount of sleep that my body needs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowing for the right, like things that I need when I'm resting, and I'm okay. And I'm not guilty of sleeping more than 8 hours if I need it, right?
Yeah.
But there's also another thing where, how do you define resting? For me, it's just that. So if I'm in a situation where even now, because I'm adding into, in my business, right? I'm adding another component. So I also know it's essential for me to maybe work on my Sundays, because now it's needed, and it's something that I enjoy. So it's really, it depends on perspective of how
Mhm.
you see what rest is, like your definition of resting, because it's different for everybody. Is
Right, right.
is it just rest from overthinking? Is resting for you spending time with, like what is your definition of rest? But if we just take it from the definition of, you know just sleeping, or watching TV, um then, if we can't do those basic stuff to just feel good, you know then we have to ask the right questions to ourselves and say, why is that? Like, what do I need to release?
I think for me, this is just like one word I could say to you guys. This is your birthright.
Mm.
It's your birthright to really, whatever, like Jonah said, it could be watching TV, it could be really sleeping for 8 hours or even 10 hours. Allow yourself, give yourself that gift, right? And it's your birthright, and you deserve it. You deserve to have that moment for yourself, with yourself, right? So I know life could be very tough at times where we just really have to do more things, like if you're having three jobs or whatever it is, you have to take care of your kids also. And just always think that this is a gift. This is your birthright that you must know, you must exercise, and feeling guilty, no need to be,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, and know that things can wait, because that was me as well. Is one of my things were, as a type A personality, I have a schedule that I want to follow. So if it's laundry day on Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday, then regardless if I haven't slept, I have to do them. And now that I, shifted to being more loving and just taking care of myself, and being able to make decisions that there are things that are more important to me. So I'm letting go of the little things that I used to be bothered by, that's are not so important, because maybe I've worked this Sunday, and I'm just gonna have to do laundry when I find time, or eventually maybe I could just outsource it if it's really to the point where it's bothering me. But if I make a decision to, okay, it's important for me to sleep because I want to be healthy, then I'll think of other ways to take care of the other things that are not so important, that are bothering me. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's something that I've been like doing lately. I don't feel guilty about resting, but making that decision to, you know, I actually need more sleep right now. My body's telling me to sleep more. And that would be my priority.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I think that's is there anything else before
Oh,
we
I
wrap
think
this
we
up?
can pretty
Yeah.
much wrap it up. If you guys have comments on how you feel about resting,
Mhm.
what you guys are doing when you're resting, like if you're feeling guilty about it, if you want to release it, um, share with us. And thank you guys so much again for spending time with us.
So until next time, let's keep
Thank you.
shifting together.